Hello, Coach.
Hello.
We'll go ahead and get started. First question, Ben DeBose.
Coach, with your guys that have more nagging injuries, Christian, John, David, Daniel, how much does the back-to-back play into your thought process? I.e., do you not maybe want to use these guys after being out for a while and then immediately throw them into, 2 games in 24 hours?
Yeah, that plays a lot into it. The kind of schedule that we have is it's hard to kind of pin down because of the injury part and the recovery part, but the back-to-back is real, and we have to do our best to put our best team out there. And which game is there's just a lot to it. So yeah, you don't want to just have a guy come off of injury and then play 2 games back to back. That's not ideal, but who knows? Maybe somebody feels good enough to play in both games. We'll see.
Christo Saltis.
Hello, Coach. What is the biggest adversity that you're facing through the last month as a team, and how you try to handle that situation right now in the team?
Yeah, the biggest adversity is obviously the losing that we've been doing. The kind of trying to bring the group together, trying to keep the group positive, trying to find some continuity on the floor just because our lineups have been changing every night. Just basically trying to keep it all together. That's the hard part when you're losing as much as we have been recently. That's the biggest thing, trying to keep the group positive, keep the group together. And we're still playing hard and we're still trying our best, but that's a big part of it.
Jonathan Fagan.
John listed as out for tomorrow. Is that because there's a game again on Wednesday? And was he able to practice today?
He did just a little bit today, so that's based on his injury for tomorrow.
Is there expectation or hope for Wednesday, or is this going to be a more long-range thing?
There is just a little bit of hope for Wednesday, I would say.
All right. And then if I can ask, just how much, in addition to what these guys bring when they do come back, Christian Wood, John, Daniel House, besides what they bring, does this team almost need just sort of something uplifting from something for a form of good news in order to help with the production of other people?
Yeah, I mean, that kind of goes to what I was talking about earlier about keeping the group together, keeping the group positive, anything positive that you can bring as far as roster stuff or a personality or just like the feeling of hope that you didn't necessarily have after a bunch of losses, and then you have guys coming back and you feel like you're whole and you have a better chance. And that's just what it is. You have a better chance of winning games when you have your whole roster. And so when these guys come back, hopefully it'll be a positive thing for our group as far as not just on the court, but mentally.
Thank you.
Adam Spollen.
Hey, Stephen. First, just a quick follow-up on John. There was a report today that said he was going to need to get his knee scoped. Can you add anything to that?
I don't know anything about that.
Okay, and on Kevin, he has an ability to make really tough shots. But when you watch the film on him, is he passing up anything that would make the game a little bit easier on him?
I think it's not just him. I think we can make the game easier on ourselves in a lot of different ways. And that was one of the things that we watched in the film today, ways that they don't have to work so hard to score or for the difficulty of the shots don't have to be so high. So yeah, there's things that we can do as a group to help him. And there's things that we can do as a group to help, Victor as well. and some of the shots that they took last night were very difficult shots. And if we kind of get the ball moving a little bit more, get the defense moving and having more decisions to make, then the shots will be easier for them. And we went over that on the film today, and then we went over that on the floor today as well, as far as ways for the shots to be a little bit easier, or at least if they're going to be tough at the end of offense, when the shot clock is towards the end and we have done something prior to the shot.
Ryan Barefield.
Coach, I think you touched on this a little bit earlier, but when you do get these players back, like John and Christian and things, will there be a minute restriction on them, and how difficult will that make the team as far as the chemistry is still concerned?
Yeah, I mean, there will be a minute restriction on Christian for sure. He's not in great basketball shape yet. I don't know how long the minute restriction will be on him. John, we'll kind of see. I haven't talked to the performance team on that, but Kristen for sure. And as far as like the coming together of the group, notwithstanding the minute restrictions, we're just gonna have to work through it. That's just part of it. We've been doing stuff like that all season, whether it's guys not playing back-to-backs, minute restrictions, injuries, trades, other stuff. That's just what we do. We make it work.
And last question, Ben DeBose.
Coach Christian said that he would go through shoot around in the morning and then warm ups and sort of see how he feels. What are you looking for when you talk to Christian tomorrow to determine if he's ready to go in an NBA game?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it has to do with his soreness after today's practice. He did quite a bit after practice. We got up and down a little bit in practice and did some 3-on-0 and got him moving around quite a bit. And then afterwards, he really got after a little bit. So his soreness coming off of today, how he feels as far as his conditioning, and the one thing that we don't want to do in this situation is have him come back. He plays 20 minutes and he is so sore that he can't play moving forward. So we have to make sure that when he comes back, it is like he won't be 100%, but he will be as close to 100% as possible so that he can withstand moving forward. And we want to make sure that that's the case. So I'm not sure that I actually answered your question, but we'll just ask him how he feels and kind of put all of those little separate things into the basket and figure it out whether he's going to be able to play tomorrow or the next day or the Detroit game.
Thank you, Coach.